My name is Steven Jaramillo. I am currently 25 years old and I am an exhibit host. I got really nothing to hide, good or bad. I don't really like to reflect myself in a good light or a bad light. I just want to just be as real as I can with people. I feel like with most of my life, I just felt like I've been coasting, if that makes sense. When it comes to being a son to my parents, I like to think I make their life easy. That's what they kept telling me. That's what my brother told me. I was the golden boy. After being a dad, that there's a ton of good highlights, but there's certain times where it feels like you're getting beaten down by life. To the point, what's next in some cases. And I think it's kind of like, I don't want to be over dramatic and say that it's a struggle every day and everything. I just say it's just like, you'll never figure it out. You'll never figure it out. To the day you die, you'll never figure everything out. Because I think this is the only profound thing I'll probably say that I remember in 6th grade social studies and everything. If you don't learn history and if you don't make history, you become history. And that's something I feel like that I've taken with me. I don't know what I'm going to do in this life, but I have to try to make the effort of doing something. Not in the profound case of like the world, but more like, what am I going to show my kid, and what am I going to show my niece, my brother, daughter? What am I going to show my parents and my friends around me in the future? After my son, like, I just know that I got this other person. He's basically me. That's my mini me. And something that, like, one of my closest friends told me that when that kid comes, it's either going to be about you or about him. And I was willing to, like, pretty much leave everything behind here on the East Coast and live out to the West Coast for my son. Have an idea of what it means to be a parent or be a dad in general. I'm not saying I have a good grasp on it, but the best example you can look for is somebody like your own dad. Especially, one that's done a lot, having to wake up 5 a.m. every day just to beat traffic. So you're able to provide the money you can. And not just like providing for your family, but also being there, being present. And that's something I wish I could be like my dad. It's just, unfortunately, it just hasn't been in that case since October 2021. I could just say I haven't been a dad since. The only way I've been a dad is financially. And the rare times I get to see him or so, I squeeze every second that I can. I don't go to work for days or even a week or weeks whenever he's here. What happened? It was a long time coming happening. It wasn't one single solitary moment where I can't do this no more. And it wasn't even because of my child either. It was in me and his mom. Me and her, we didn't have that same connection as we used to. And what didn't help was me being here in New York, finishing school, her by herself, with her family in California, just with my kid. And that day in October, we both were in New York. And then things were said, things were done. And it just blew up. It just blew up to way more than it should have. That it should have. It should have not had to begin with. If I had to go back and change one thing about that day, could have been a lot of things. And I just remember in one of the arguments that we had right before it was official, I told her the biggest regret that I ever had in our entire relationship was I didn't leave college to go be with my parents after my brother died, or leave college and just be with you in California with you that entire pregnancy. And I just remember screaming that in front of her, my dad, and my son that day. And I decided I just can't deal with this person no more. Because if I stay here with her, then that means my kid is gonna have an idea of what his parents are like, or what love is, and it's not the right type of love. The ideal love, I don't have a definition of ideal love, because that means that's just gonna be the formula. There's no formula when it comes to love. It's all organic. Because if you can look at a person and just be comfortable in the same room as them and just know that I feel safe with you, feel I can talk to you and be comfortable with you. That's how I feel with my parents, is because I just feel good with them. I don't have to hide anything anymore but I just feel like I want that for my kid, that when he sees his dad and when he sees his mom, that he's good. So if I had to say something to Steven in the future, I just say is this: it's never gonna get easy, but that's the point. The hardest thing to do in this life is just living in it. All you have to do is just be able to just don't bring your head down. Keep your head up. You gotta stick your chest out while you're doing it, and you gotta handle it. And just make sure that you never forget about the people that helped you to get at this point in life. And just remember, you got a responsibility to people, because every choice you make will always affect the countless other people that care about you. At the end of the day, it's your life though. However you want to do with it, it's up to you.